What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and we are almost into 2025, which is very exciting. It's always exciting for the new year, but specifically, if you're into gaming and you've been following all the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks and rumors and stuff like that, it finally feels like it's going to be time for Nintendo to reveal what the Switch 2 looks like. We've seen so many leaks now that we kind of have a feeling or we kind of know what it looks like. But it's still very exciting. So as of this recording, it is still December 31st. And I want to just state that because I don't think Nintendo's going to drop anything on the new year. But pretty much once we get into January, it's kind of all hands on deck. Any moment in time, Nintendo could drop something for the Switch 2. I don't think it's going to happen this week. I think it's going to happen the first full weekend of January. But obviously we have no idea. So yeah, I want to do some predictions for what I think is going to the launch lineup is going to be the actual launch lineup for the games day one with the Switch 2, and then like a launch window, and kind of go from there. So very exciting times. So let's dive into it. So I personally think, if the reveal's happening in January, I personally feel like the Switch 2 is going to probably launch between March and May. Hopefully it's March. March is my birthday month, so that would be very nice. It launched in 2017 for the original Switch, so that could line up. And the Switch 2 doesn't need a ton of marketing. Once it's out there, right? So we'll start with third party first. I mean, there's so many games, so many third party games that could come to Switch 2. So many, not even new stuff. There is so many games that just could not run on the original Switch that's kind of missed out these last couple of years. So I think a lot of third party developers are going to be porting their games to the Switch 2. The biggest one that I can think of, and let me know in the comments below if there's something bigger, maybe Cyberpunk, something like that, maybe GTA 5, oddly enough, but I think Elden Ring. Give us a complete package of Elden Ring with Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, on the cartridge. That would be huge. Elden Ring obviously missed the Switch generation. There's no way that game is going to run anywhere close to being good on the original Switch. So yeah, have that at launch with the Switch 2. I'm sure there are just dedicated Switch owners that never played Elden Ring because they never had a Series X or a PlayStation 5 or a PC or whatever the case is. So that would be a huge third party get to have on Switch 2. I would probably end up getting it. How cool, like having assuming the box sizes are the same. Like I would love to have an Elden Ring Switch game. That would be awesome, and I would definitely replay it on the Switch too. So I think that's I'm not gonna say a given, but like I feel like that's an easy prediction. Like not a lock in, but kind of an easy prediction, or it's going to come out within the launch window. But I think day one I think could be pretty huge. So let's start talking first party games. So, and I'll start with this. I do think that Nintendo is working on a select few original Switch games that are going to run considerably better on the Switch 2. I don't think Nintendo is going to upcharge us for that. I think it's just going to work. I think that's going to be part of their marketing campaign because since it is backwards compatible, you may have people that didn't buy a Switch and now. So like Breath of the Wild, I think Breath of the Wild and maybe Mario Odyssey already ran kind of flawlessly, so I don't know if that's going to get like a big boost, maybe a graphical boost to be in 4K. But Breath of the Wild definitely had its flaws. It has its frame rate issues, so I feel like that's kind of a given. And we had that rumor back from Gamescom in 2023 that they were showing off or maybe it was 2024. I can't remember. There's so many rumors this year that they were showing off like a 4K version of Breath of the Wild. So I think that's definitely possible. I think they're going to put that into the reveal trailer and say, hey, a select few games are going to run better. And then obviously every other game is going to run better as well, but it's going to be optimized for the Switch too. So I think they're going to reveal that. I think that's going to be huge. They could even change up the box art for Breath of the Wild. It says, obviously plays on Switch, but runs better on Switch too. I think that's an easy thing that they can do without reselling that game like a Switch 2 version. I don't think they're going to do that for Breath of the Wild. I mean, I know it came out in 2017, but I don't see Nintendo doing like a remaster for that game. But obviously anything's possible. There's so many remasters, but I think that's the route that they're going to take with that kind of upscaling stuff. First party wise and game release, I think they're going to start with Mario Kart either 9 or Mario Kart X. A lot of companies skip over 9, so they may just jump straight to Mario Kart X. You know, obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't know if that was they had no idea of knowing that at the time. But that game has been so dominant on the Switch. It's the number one selling game on the Switch, and it's been an evergreen title for the Switch. It was like one of the top 2 sellers of like every month for a very long time. I don't know what the charts are now, but that game still sells incredibly well. So I think they want to start out with Mario Kart 10 on the Switch 2 and just let it be an evergreen title for the entire generation. And I definitely think it will be. Now, what Mario Kart X is going to be, I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was so jam packed with characters and all the courses with, you know, with their pass that they had. I still think it's going to be like a $60, $70 game. You know, we don't know if games are going to be $70 yet. We'll know very soon. But I think it's still going to be, you know, everything's going to be on the cartridge. I don't see it being in like a free to play model type of game. I think that's too much money left on the table for Nintendo to not want to do that. But I do think there's going to be like live service elements in Mario Kart 10 or 9. Yeah, will there be a paid battle pass? I don't know. I kind of hope not. I don't necessarily want that in a Mario Kart game. But I hopefully they do have like events and stuff like that, like they do with Splatoon. You know, and then they could have like their paid DLC. They could sell skins, whatever. I mean, you know, some of the cooler skins if they want to sell those. I mean, whatever. But I still think it's going to be a full on game. It's going to have like it's basically Mario Kart 8, but more stuff is basically, you know, hopefully they add some new mechanics to the game and it's not just another kart racing. But and it's Nintendo, so I'm sure they will. So, but yeah, other than that, I don't think Mario Kart, the next 3D Mario, is gonna launch with the Switch 2. I do think it's a launch window game, meaning if the Switch 2 comes out in March, maybe we won't see it until, you know, July, or maybe it's their big holiday game. Prime 4 is also one of those games where I could see it going either way. It could be one of their holiday games, or it could just launch with the Switch 2. And I think it's different enough from Mario Kart to where, you know, people are going to be very interested in both. And it's also like a launch game with a brand new system, right? So people are itching to get all the games and try all the new games for the platform. So I don't think launching 2 first-party games at the same time is going to hurt the sales of the other, because we already know Mario Kart, if that launches, it's going to sell like crazy. And I think putting Prime as a launch title will also boost the sales, because it's, you know, there's not going to be a ton of new games to play on the Switch 2. So doing that, and it's also going to be, you know, cross compatible. It's going to launch on the Switch 1 as well, because it was announced on the Switch. And then they could put that on the box art and says play as on Switch, but runs better on Switch 2. What, you know, however they want to do that. And then I think Mario Kart, or excuse me, the next Mario, 3D Mario, is going to be their holiday game. Kind of the same thing they did with the original Switch. Now, it could launch as a launch game, and that would be awesome. I would kind of prefer that over Mario Kart, but I think they want that Mario Kart on there first, as kind of like a big boost to sales and an incentive to pick up the Switch too. Because I mean, like I said, Mario Kart has sold incredibly well on the Switch, so I think that's. And then, you know, there may be some other smaller first party stuff. I have no idea. There could be brand new games. I don't know if there's gonna be brand new IPs launching with the Switch 2, but with it being a new system, there's so many games that they just can't announce yet until they've announced the Switch 2. So we may get a couple of other first party games that we just have no idea about. You know, Donkey Kong, I don't think it's gonna happen because we're getting Donkey Kong in January. You know, the remaster, but I don't know. Kind of anything's possible. But I think Mario Kart is a fairly easy prediction, and I think that's gonna, out of all the predictions, I think that's going one that's gonna happen the most, and just kind of makes the most sense. Like I said, it's going to be an evergreen title for Nintendo, and it's going to sell millions and millions of copies. So I think that just kind of makes the most sense. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about my predictions, and let me know what you guys predict as well, and maybe don't know, throw me out some ones that may not have a shot, but it would be kind of like your dream Switch lineup. So let me know, and looking forward to can't talk. Looking forward to discuss that with y'all, and I hope you have a happy new year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.